Knicks on the second half of a back-to-back going to Cleveland Rock City. Big road trip. First of 3 on the road, 8 out of the next 10 on the road for the orange and blue. So this one was a critical game, an absolute critical game. And the Knicks showed up for the most part. You know, the defense was solid. 20 turnovers, forcing Cav 20 turnovers led to 26 Knicks points. But in the third quarter, Kevin Love would erupt with back-to-back threes. Knicks found themselves down 14 points. But my man Quentin Grimes must have been watching the show. He heard me say he might be on the way out for Cam Reddish. He said, nah, not so fast. I got something in the bag. Quentin Grimes single-handedly gets the Knicks back into this game. And in the fourth quarter, we found ourselves tied. But late game execution would hurt the Knicks, man. Just could not get a score. You had guys standing around, looking around, trying to figure out where to go with the rock. And it just wasn't meant to be, man. Julius Randle would get the last second shot off, but it was all for naught. Knicks go down 95-93. This is Knicks Postgame Live presented by Prize Picks. CP the franchise here, Ashley Moore, Shady Sports Talk, CK2K in the building. Full house tonight. Because this was a big game, man. I felt like we really needed this game. We already were down 1 game to this Cavs team. They're now up on us 2-0 in the regular season. This Cavs team is sitting in the 5th spot right now. Knicks 5 games in back of this team, now 6, because they lost this game. And let's go to the fourth quarter. You know, let's go to crunch time, because in the final 3 minutes, you had a hodgepodge 5. You know, a 5 that really hadn't been out there together. You had IQ, you had RJ, you had Quentin Grimes, who earned his way to closing, and he did that. You had Julius, and you had Nerlens Noel. And, you know, in the end, you had Julius with Wade guarding him, passes it up to IQ. IQ launches up a 30-plus footer. Knicks were down by 1. You didn't need that. I said that on Twitter today. I said, you don't need that 50-footer right now. Next possession, RJ comes down, gets you to the free throw line. Okay. Next possession after that, you had Julius on Wade on him again. Passes up a drive to the lane, gives it to RJ for a 3. Had a good look at it. Couldn't knock it down. And then you had the Randle missed 3 with 1 point something seconds left. Didn't like that execution out of the timeout either. Knicks go down 95-93, man. JD, I'll start with you, man. Give me your thoughts on. Let's start with the late game. Give me your thoughts on what you saw out there.
And then the last possession, CP. I mean, listen, I saw the screen. It was 10.9 seconds left, and to me, I know RJ shot the 3 and missed, but that's not the shot that RJ wanted to take.
Yeah.
You guys go check the replay. Footage is right in front of you. As soon as the Knicks cross half court, RJ asks for the ball.
He's looking for that rock, man. He's clapping it up. Julius is just in his own world.
And you know why he did that? Because the prior possession for him, you know, he drove to the basket, was aggressive, and he confidently hit 2 free throws.
Trying to attack.
To that point, he was 3 of 8 to that point. And so I think what he was thinking is, if I get the ball with 10.9 seconds left, that's enough time for me to decide what I want to do with the ball. I think he was looking to be aggressive there, but because it didn't transpire that way, by the time he had the ball, it was about 3 seconds left. And, you know, you had to shoot the ball there. It's not enough time for RJ to really, you know, cook. He's not a crazy ball handler. So I just didn't like the late game execution. And listen, at this point, CP, we talk about, you know, the head coach wants to win now, and that's the mindset. So in my eyes, I have to critique, like, if every game is a playoff game, this is an important stretch, right? And if this was a playoff game, look how you're starting the show.
For me, the biggest takeaway is free throws and coaching, because if you look at the numbers throughout the game, points in the paint, second chance points, fast break points, we're neck and neck with the Cavs. It was a lot of ping pong, a lot of back and forth. But the thing that stood out the most, free throws, the percentage is drastically different. Coaching down the stretch, especially down the stretch, Tibbs got out coached. The rotations were off. The decision-making was off. And last but not least, the decision to go ahead and have Randall with that ball in his hand when it came down to it, instead of passing the rock with the hot hand, and that was RJ Barrett, makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, the time taken off the clock for Randall to go ahead and dribble the ball out and figure out exactly what he was going to do, if he was going to pass it to RJ, how long it was going to take him to pass to RJ, just took too much unnecessary time off the clock where the ball could have just been in RJ's hand and he could have cooked a little bit and got himself a shot that he actually wanted to take. Why that was the play that was drawn up is beyond me. Why we consistently force the ball into Randall's hand in situations that have shown us time and time again he is not the person that he should be handling the ball down the stretch like that. I don't understand the rationale of Tibbs. I don't understand the coaching. I don't understand that all of the plays that you can draw up, that's the play that you draw up.
But you saw two completely different styles with two, in my opinion, similar teams. You look at that team over there, they got the guy that was drafted right after our guy. They run through him. Obviously, a point guard, I get it, different conversation. But you're seeing them play a style of basketball that if you have never watched a Cavaliers game before, you understand, oh, that's why they're one game behind the Milwaukee Bucks, because they're a team that plays through everybody. And the minute somebody is not, playing to par in that game, they're out. JB he's not playing that. I'm talking about guys like Chetty Osman, who one game will be playing 25 some minutes and he's scoring a lot of points, or not like tonight where he's 0 for 5, he gets yanked. And I'm bringing that up to say, sorry, CP, I talk about it, but your guy, Alec Burks, for whatever reason, whatever situation might have been for the last few games, has not been there. But yet, Tom Thibodeau is trying to beat the dead horse. 18 minutes, not a lot, but at the same time, when you're going 0 for 4, and we're seeing the third quarter, not in the first half, kind of third quarter where we just could not find points. I know you want to stick to the reports and things that are coming out, but when you're looking for some kind of oomph from the wing offensively, and you saw how quick he scored 1.5 minutes, I get it, in the last game, but you got to go to guys like Cam Reddish. You got to adapt. I know that's asking for a lot. What are we in game? 50 at this point? 50 something? This, I don't know where we are in this in season right now. But the one thing I just will never understand about Tom Thibodeau is I don't get why he's not looking to ever adapt his rotations to who we're playing against.
I think with the Cam situation, for me, it's this weird conundrum of, I feel like we're constantly in this situation in one era or another. I don't understand getting a player and not utilizing him because it's one thing. Hold on. It's one thing if you acquired Cam with the anticipation, or rather the plan of him being part of the future, which is fine. I'm here for that. You want the team to be younger. I'm here for it. It's great. But in order to start the steps to make sure that next season he is a intricate part of what you're trying to build, you have to play him. Like, you don't want to play him next season and kind of start from the building stages. You build right now because you have the opportunity to do so. And then on the other side of that, I mean, I can understand not wanting to mess with the chemistry of a team that was having good chemistry, but we're not. So I just don't understand why acquire a player
because
just to have him sit on the bench.
We're still in talent acquisition mode, though. That's the thing.
What does that have to do with playing a player that you've acquired already?
Because they got him for nothing. They went out and got him for nothing. They're not desperate to play him right now, but they're gonna evaluate him over time. They still have time to get this kid in here and see what he can do. They're still in asset acquisition mode. You still want to take a chance on this kid, but it doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to play. And you're damn sure not going to park a 4-year, $78 million investment on the bench. You made it. You made your bet on that. You got to see it through and see what it looks like.
But
you're not going to shelf Fournier for a kid that's coming in here as a reclamation project. Teams, you're not going to work that way, especially when Fournier just got here. I'm not saying that's not how it should be. Don't get me wrong. I want to see Reddish playing. I'm just saying from an organizational perspective, you're not going to park 4 years, $78 million investment on your bench just to see what this reclamation project can do right now.
But it's also not like that investment is being a intricate part of the success of this team.
But you're also only half a season in until 1 year.
It doesn't That's irrelevant. Half
It's
the
not
season,
irrelevant.
a quarter
You
of a
just spent
season,
the owner's money.
but
you have
acquired,
to see it through.
You did not acquire a player, whether you got him for pennies, whether you got him for gold, whether you got him for 2 elephants and a duck.
Right, but we're talking about Cam Reddish here. We're not talking about Kawhi Leonard. This is what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is you still acquired a player that you have some sort of plan for, whether it's long-term or short-term. To have him sit on the bench is asinine, especially when the chemistry of the team is not going to be drastically affected. They're not playing well. So why not
but they
take
have
every
to work through that. They just got the guy.
But why not take every opportunity to start manipulating the rotations and the chemistry of this team to see what works and what doesn't work, so that when the season ends, because they're not going far in the playoffs, if they even make it in there. So why not take this opportunity to see what pieces work and what pieces don't, so you're not like a chicken without your head running around in circles trying to make moves in the 11th hour. I don't understand why we're doing it the hard way when you can do it the easier way. It's the whole concept of play smarter, not harder. It doesn't make any sense to me. You got him just sit on the bench so that you can see what he does when in the off season. That makes no sense.
Sometimes these things may just work themselves out. You may have injuries. The trade deadline is coming up, and like I said, you still have a full season to see where you want to go. You have an off season coming up over the summertime. What do we want to do? Do we want to start transitioning Fournier to the bench? Do we want to trade him? Do we want to? You have time to make those decisions. In the meantime, the deal fell on their lap. They didn't have to give up Grimes. They gave up Knox, who was not getting any rotation minutes, is not coming back. And they gave up a useless first-round pick that was heavily protected. You roll the dice on that any day of the week, but it doesn't mean that you're going to rush the kid in and play him right this second.
What up to the crew?
Salute.
Get the thumbs up, y'all.
That's a fact.
Hi, Chuck.
Hey, what up, y'all? What up, CK, JD? Yo, I mean, I ain't gonna be long. It's just that this Mitch in, no out, no in, Mitch out. That's killing us. It's killing us no matter who we play. If we don't get no consistency at that center spot, man, all this is a wash. And it's great point. It's like 50 one way, 50 the other way, man. We're talking about Cam Reddish, but the only way you can look at this is like business is rearing its ugly head. Mm-hmm. Garden knows it's going to put 19,000 people in there regardless. They know they're going to keep Tibbs. They know they're going to do what they want to do. And then everybody's going to start complaining about the ownership. But, yo, man, I don't even have the right to speak about the game. I'm going to keep it short. If it gets real crazy, just trade Tom Thibodeau for Nate McMillan. So I'm out.
God.
Listen, man, the best thing that came out of last year, whether it was a fluke or not, man, I just want to talk about one person in particular. The best thing that came out of last year is RJ Barrett got to experience the playoffs and experience what he has to do to take his game to the next level. And in these last 10 games, I'm just happy to say I'm seeing it. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. I like the confidence. I like the dialogue, the conversation. I like everything. I know the look was for him. I'm gonna forget about the look. The game came down to free throws, man. We missed 10 free throws, 11 free throws. You make 5 of them, you win the game. As a collective team, man, They just gotta do better. As far as the Cam situation, listen, man, y'all know where I stand. Free the law firm. I'm about to hashtag free Cam, but I'm not ready to jump off the railroads yet because I'm gonna wait until trade deadline. But what I will say to defend everybody else that's talking about Cam tonight. On a game of a back-to-back when Burks is just looking awful, he's got more fouls than he got points. You could throw Cam in there and let him play 5 minutes again, Tibbs. Like, we're not asking you to play him 20, 30 minutes, but you could play 2 or 3, man. You could have did that today. So I'm just going to say that about tonight's game, but I'm not ready to jump off the cliff yet. Now, after the trade deadline, if somebody got to be moved, man. Leon, I think it was a futurist. I think he just did that move to get Cam in here right now. And he's going to wait to the deadline to get what he really needs, and that's a point guard. It's just he needs a point guard, man. It comes down to that. I said these next 3 games are going to be tough. They're all playoff teams, playoff games in their building. I mean, I hear what everybody's saying about, we play the vets trying to win now, but look at Miami, man. They playing undrafted kids. That's what we're going to see on Wednesday. They playing undrafted kids, and they're winning off that. So I hear about the vets, but you can still win with kids, man. Look at Charlotte. Look at Memphis, man. They all got that many vets. There's only a few. Scary Terry and Gordon in Charlotte. And who we got in Memphis? Steven Adams or Slow-Mo? So I listen. I like where it's at. I just hope that they, the free throws, man. It came down to the free throws. I don't care about the last possession. It came down to the free throws. Make your free throws. Randall, RJ, everybody, man. Peace and love.